Hello, everyone. I hope I'm audible to everyone. If I'm audible, just say some hi or something in the chat so that I get to know, like, I'm audible to everyone. So just say hi. Hello, everyone. So, how's the Josh? Show some reaction on the chat so that I will get to know how things are going on. Awesome. मैं बढ़िया हूँ एकदम अच्छा भला चंगा. So although I got a minor accident last week, but अब थोड़ा सा better है. I'm doing pretty much good from the last week. Cool. So we will be starting in a minute or so. I see multiple people are joining. So there are more people to basically join, and we'll get started. Awesome. So energy and Josh is high. Good to see everyone basically coming to the stream and investing their Saturday basically with us. So I got a lot of questions basically from everyone. So in case you have not put your question, I will highly recommend to put your questions on the Slido link, which is already shared. Else, you can put your questions on the chat as well. So I am going to pick the questions from the YouTube chat as well. Basically, you can put your stuff over there. So I'm going to take the questions from both the places. So feel free to bombard with anything you have basically. Chalo. So I have a lot of questions in the Slido that I'm going to cover. Before that, I wanted to quickly say thanks and give few of the life update that I wanted to share with everyone. So first of all, I wish you a very happy new year, and I wish your 2025 basically goes amazing and this becomes a year that you can never ever forget, and that brings more good health, wealth, and good memories in your life. So that is what I will pray for you guys and people who are looking for a good job, anything, maybe people looking for getting married or any motivation and any inspiration that you have. May God fulfill all your inspiration and motivation that you have or goals you have. With that, let me quickly give some of the life update of mine also. We have not connected from a lot of time. One, I have shifted to my own place. So right now, whatever you see is my permanent studio, basically. So we will be having these kind of a session more often, and I will go more often live stream. I am going to create more content compared to the earlier how I was creating. So because of the definitely the setup and all sort of thing that I am having better equipment and better setup right now, and as we call it, better workspace. Awesome. That is one. Second, basically, update. I have launched a platform. If you know already, that is codekarma.dev, a platform basically which is not going to help you to learn the content. There are a couple of things which is going to help you. One, the structured content that you will get. Second, you will get best resources on the internet at one single place. Third, you can not only learn but also practice lot of things, because I personally believe in my career of experience of like more than 10, 11, 12 year of experience approximate I have. I can relate most of the challenging part for most of the engineer right now are they know a lot of things but they don't know how to code those things, right? Whenever it comes to tell the theoretical concept, they can, but whenever it comes to basically let's do a live coding, let's do a pair programming, most of the people get stuck, right? And hence that platform codekarma.dev is also going to help you out. That is free of cost. Just go try out as much as problems you can, help it to become the best platform basically for the front end developers on the planet. That is what the goal is, and whatever it takes, we will work together basically to make it happen. So with that, with a lot of your wishes, I need a lot of your blessings, wishes basically to make this together as something very meaningful from India, right? So we have seen a lot of other platforms which exist, including lead code and whatnot, which is more on the backend oriented. This should be the one stop front end system, basically interview platform built from India with love, right? So that's what the goal is. Awesome. So with that, let me quickly share my screen and we'll go through a lot of Slido problems statement that you have shared. So a lot of questions, a lot of fun. I love talking about these problems, sharing those problems, challenges. Let's do it. So let me change a bit. Okay, I think this is better. Awesome. So what we are going to cover, the first question on the screen is how to handle the toxic work environment and office politics. Any questions Any suggestion to make peace due to this feeling more stress than work task? I wanted to know how many of you basically go through the same problem and challenges. Like, just let me know in the comments, okay, guys. How many of you feel like you have lot of potential, you can do a lot of interesting things, and you are capable enough? It's just that the office work, toxic environment, or maybe sometimes office politics, all of those things basically keep on dragging you, don't let you do the right thing and put your right potential. Like, just wanted to know how many of people have similar kind of a problem and challenges basically. How many of you have gone through such things? I know, depending on the company, depending on your situation, life instance, and whatnot, almost everyone have gone through this, right? Now very important thing, I will tell you from multiple perspective. If I have to take a decision between multiple parameters, right? One is you are having a good earning, second, you have a good work, third, you have a good work culture, right? So, depending on your life circumstances, consider in case you are not you are not dying for, you can say, financial, you can say, commitment. You are able to manage your financial stuff. I will never ever recommend you to compromise on two things. One is your work, and second is culture. I will tell you how and why. So your work is something that will grow you as a, you can say, professional over the period of time. When you see over the like 3 year 4 year downstream, you will see that your professional growth is driven from your work. Your experience side of thing will be driven from work as a IC, as an engineer. But as a human being, as a your personality is going to be driven from a cultural perspective. What does it mean? You have to understand this very importantly, guys. If you work in a toxic environment, if you work in an environment where things are done through some political angles, and instead of doing, you have to showcase, or you have to make favors in order to make it happen, right? Or even for your promotions and all sort of thing, if favors are something which are considered instead of your work and the impact that you are bringing on the table, then I will recommend, as soon as possible, leave that team or that particular company. Start with the team. If you can switch to the other team and whatnot, I will tell you why. Very important, guys. Everyone, you may be good at coding at this moment, right? Over the period of time, everyone will face this problem, guys, and this is important to understand. The importance is, you as a person who was always a person who wanted to help other, who wanted to go above and beyond in order to put your own extra time in order to learn something and invest back into the system, right? by any chance by any chance, basically, if that happens, like you get into the ecosystem where the work environment is toxic and whatnot, eventually you will change as a person, right? And that is horrible, guys. If you change as a person and you stop putting your effort, if you stop doing the right thing, then eventually your personality will change and you will change, and everything that you have been doing and creating as an impact, that will change, and you will become one of the part of the toxic environment, or the people that you are bullying at some point of time, and you are among one of them eventually, right? So remember, this is very very important, right? Now, coming to how to handle this, as I said, either you handle by switching teams, or you can say company, or I will recommend, be very clear around, don't hang up with the people who are into those things, right? I can tell you the political way to handle this, right? But I won't generally recommend. So, in short, I will tell you the another strategy and the trick that exists in the ecosystem where you are not able to change the team and the company. The people who are involved into those political side, don't bully with them, right? Try to have them on your side, not by making a favor and whatnot. Whenever you are with them, be very polite, humble, do whatever is needed, but don't learn anything from those people, right? It's just that to make the wheel running, to just be in that ecosystem for some time until as you get a better environment. Be there. Whenever you get an opportunity, just move on. That is what, for early people, I will recommend. People who are very senior, you should know how to change that ecosystem and environment by example. I meant by, you have to showcase certain things, you have to find people with like minded things and start doing certain things where such things get suppressed, right? Such political angles or something get suppressed. If you learn that mastery or learn that art, you become non-stoppable. And eventually when you grow in your career, you have to learn that art. So you have to find like-minded people, work with them, bring that opportunity and culture in that team, so that all those things which are toxic environment get suppressed. So start doing that, you will eventually see that. I see website is uh, oh, website is working. This is the website. If you wanted to check it out, just check this out, guys. It's up, by the way. Website is working. I can see that. By the way, before I take the next question, as someone basically just talked about the website. So, guys, this is the website where you will get the problem statement for the practice and whatnot. It has JavaScript problem, machine coding problem, lot of filters that you can apply at top companies and whatnot. Eventually is going to be a benefit. So many interesting things you can learn, see the test cases, what are failing, what are the edge scenarios which are basically failing, how many people have been trying. You can join the Discord community if you are not. This is a dedicated Discord community to basically solve these problem on regular basis and all sort of things. So if you have not tried, I will highly recommend to just quickly get into this. You can basically try out different filters, searching multiple stuff. You can go into any of the platform and basically try solving those problems. So just so you can also see the number of attempts you have made in order to solve it. I will tell you interesting metrics. So sometimes I see people are very dedicated. I have seen from the data I'm talking about, there are people who have even attempted 100 times in order to make their solution work, but they finally made it work. So this is important, guys. So it's more around the number of attempts will tell you how many hints basically you need in order to solve a problem which is actually needed in interviews. In interviews, what you get some hint, you have to make some progress. You have get hint, you make a progress. Exactly that is what you will see in the platform working. So try that out. You will see a lot of interesting thing. Sam, thanks a lot for the content and basically the things which are going on. It's all about your support, guys. The support that I'm getting from you guys is awesome, and just keep supporting so that I can put a lot of more efforts basically to bring something fruitful for the entire community. It's more around more the support I get, it becomes easy for me to drive things. Awesome. uh Taking to the next. So this is, I just, guys, this is just a start. There are more interesting things which are coming. Even there are react based problems also. Like, I just wanted to quickly show you before we jump to the other side of thing. So you can see some of the part of the code is given, some hints are given, you follow that basically and build your own application. You will see the live preview and all sort of thing. So that you don't lose your track, you can draft and play around the systems. Perfect. Taking the next question, I know the Namaste Front-End System Design course is was decided long time before that topic. Micro front-end Jenkins build process will be included, but it has been a long time delaying, which is true. I accept that there has been some circumstances basically because of that it has been delayed. This is again, as I always said, micro front-end Jenkins is something which is toppings that we will provide on the Namaste Front-End System Design, and that is on the plate. It's just that soon we will basically start rolling. To be very frank, these are certain things which are needed as to for a developer perspective to enhance and apply those you can say learning in your day-to-day development. But from an interview perspective and all sort of things, generally people don't get into that. Hence, it was bit deprioritized as an entire curriculum and whatnot. But again, this is on the plate, and this you will see in a month or so. These you can say topics also being covered very soon. So that's on me, and I will ensure that these are basically taken up. Don't worry around that. If someone is, let me take more interesting questions coming. If someone with a 3 year of experience, 2 year of the service based company, and 1 year in the product based company in the front end is targeting 25 LPA, is this achievable? What is your opinion? So whoever has written this question, I wanted to just suggest you one thing and ask you one thing. Like, what is your target? Like, I'm not being a HR or a hiring manager over here going to ask you something which doesn't make much sense to you, right? So guys, it's always good that you see your growth from a perspective, can I earn more and more and more? 100% you should achieve and try to achieve more and more earning so that you can have more and more wealth. There is no question in that. But the important question is, the more higher package that you will hold eventually, the more expectations you company will have from you, and eventually the tougher it will become for you to make a next jump or switch your career and move ahead. Reason being, the company who can offer you that you can say expectation is will again be limited comparatively. That is one. Second, if you don't meet the expectation in your organization with a very high package, whenever there is a some scrutiny or something goes wrong, right, in the organization, and because of that they have to do some cost cross cutting and whatnot, and you are not justifying your current pay, you will be one of the highlighted person. So I'm being very very open enough over here. So it's okay, you should chase for good and good, more and more money, but be cautious if you are an odd one out and you are not excelling at the par meet justifying the commercial that you are basically holding, and if company does not perform well and there are something that has to be taken care of, you may be in a blacklist. Do you want it to go into that blacklist is your choice. Now, talking about how can we achieve it? So I will tell you. So around, even if you have 3 years of experience and 25 LPA is something that you are expecting, you can achieve basically you crack any of the good product based company or FANG companies that they will give you 25 LPA. That's not a big deal, right? Again, there is always 25 LPA if you will see in a company who are like public company and company who are startup will give you more CTC, which will look appealing. A big company, a public company will give you a stock option, variable option, and a fixed. Eventually the net wealth you will see will be more as compared to anyone who's giving you fixed you can say CTC. It looks good every month, you get good amount in your bank, right? That is one way of pursuing it. Second is you don't see every month, but behind the scene your amount is invested or you are getting as a part of your wealth as an stock, which is again getting mature, you can sell anytime and whatnot. There are ways, guys. So you should at least get a bare minimum which you need in order to survive, and rest should be wealth creation, which can be form of a stock, it can be one way or the other way. Until you are getting it in your hand end of the year, you are all good, right? That is what I will suggest people, because many people don't understand the stocks, the importance of a stock, and hence I sometimes suggest people don't underestimate it, right? So but again, people who are in a public company, I'm talking about, if you are going for a public company, if it is startup and they are giving some ESOP sort of thing, then that comes with a question. If that company really going to grow, if that company making an impact, if you see that vision is good, then your stock can be in nth level. But again, you have to be very cautious around making a judgment, because unless it get mature, it's just a text written on a paper, to be very frank. But when it get mature, that is a gold mine. It's not a note, it's a gold note, man. Right? So that's a reality that we have. Cool. So keep putting questions on the anyone by over here who have got their ESOP vested. Anyone in the group who have been in a company who got a ESOP from a startup, and your ESOPs have started vesting because they started getting more funding rounds and they have to basically buy back. Anyone who have done a buyback in any of your startup you have been? Let me see. Anyone who have done buyback? You got a buyback of your ESOPs in the chat? Let me see. Any smart lucky person, I won't say smart, any lucky guy who have been getting buybacks? Not so. No worries on that. Cool. Let me take the another. Can AI replace the front end developer in the future? In the future, what exciting challenges could raise? Oh, that's one of the very important and core thing that I wanted to discuss with everyone. This is very important, guys. So we have to understand one very very fundamental things over here, which is you have to understand what AI is doing, right, and what AI can do in future. So can possibilities is way large, but let's see what AI can do today. So if we are talking about, let's build a component, let's write a normal problem solving question, right? Let's do some fixing of the problem statement, right? Let's write some test cases, right? All of these problems are already solved. AI is already doing out of box, right? Everything is already AI powered, and many companies have started using AI like anything to make their life and productivity to 10th, or I will say 100th level, right? That's already there in the industry. You cannot reject. In case you are not leveraging AI in order to do your day to day development, I think you are late in the race. That you have to realize, the first thing. Second, if the thing is, if AI can do everything, then what's my responsibility as a front end developer? What I am going to do is something which is very important. You have to understand what AI is doing, and eventually AI can do whatever it is, but today's limitation. So right now, for a small problem statement, for a small piece of code, AI can help you to generate things. AI can help you to assist, guide, and basically tell you what fixes could be needed and what not. But AI today is not able to help you at a very large holistic cases. Example, you know your project better, you know your ecosystem better, you know lot of business use cases which AI probably don't know, right? My crux over here is, if you are a developer who are not just building components, you are a developer who are not just looking into small things, you have a bigger picture of your ecosystem where you are working, you have a good understanding of your business use cases, you understand your users better, and you are able to work for the, you can say, enhancement of those features or small capabilities for your user, you are not replaceable. Reason being, there is always something more that will be needed, right? Who will be replaced for sure in future? People who are doing repeated job, people who are sitting on a maintenance mode, people who are only doing a bug fixes kind of a thing, right? Even only those small things that you are basically handling. So those will be people who will be replaced. I hope it should not, but that's a reality. Eventually they are going to be impacted, right? So you have to get a bigger holistic view. Now, a very interesting thing that you have to also understand and realize with this, when I say, like, if I give you support of AI, if I give you lot of, you can say, stuff, how easily you can learn from that, adopt from that, and you can say consume in your application. If you are able to learn from the AI hints, suggestion and whatnot, and basically drive the outcome, then you are the person who becomes irreplaceable, ever. Reason being, you have to understand. So I will tell you one of the reason, guys, why I built this platform also. There is a importance, right? Most of the people right now, what they have started doing is, because building anything using AI is easy, right? So where you are working on something fresh, you got a requirement, you got a fresh requirement, you get it, and you start working on it, and you take it to the, you can say, Copilot, chat GPT, and ask, hey, let's help me to basically build a component which does this, or help me to write a function which basically provide a utility function, or it can be helper function, whatever it is, right? It's easy. You go to the AI, and AI will generate the code for you. But the difficult part is, when you are sitting in a very big large scale project and a very large scale code base, at that moment AI does not know the holistic picture of the code. At that moment, how do you chip in some others code? How fast you can understand the bit and pieces of the code which is given, where you have to enrich the functionality from understanding what was the previous functionality and how I have to enhance it. This is our day-to-day activity that we do in the development, don't isn't it? How many times you are building everything from scratch, guys? It doesn't happen. Even you are building a new component or something from scratch also, you have to follow the same design patterns and whatnot which exist. And hence, one of the motto of building this is something where you get something in a defined structure, and you basically have to follow the guidelines which are basically given. And if you are able to understand those guidelines and whatnot, and able to implement those things, now you are becoming one step ahead of the AI, where you are not just coding, but you can leverage AI in order to make your development journey much faster, basically. And that's the ultimate goal, is basically you have to make AI your friend, guys. If you make AI your enemy and say that, hey, I will stick to my landline phone, dude, there will be an era that will come where there is no landline phone. There is all smartphone, smart watches, smart gadget, right? So you are 100% going to be replaced if you deny accepting AI, saying that it's not going to happen, right? that is a mistake, right? If you say that I won't use the flight because I don't know if it can crash and whatnot, you have to understand, right? The era is basically moving towards, you have to understand. You say that I will be doing all my accounting by hands, like how our what we call bhi khata, right, kind of a thing used to happen. You don't wanted to use the Google sheet. Think about a decade back, people might have definitely rejected that. I'm not going to go online, not use computer and whatnot. I will do all of those things manually. Eventually it changed, and everyone is basically using it, right? You have to understand. It's just that more job opportunities will be created, interesting job roles will come, and interesting opportunities for you to leverage AI and be more productive, that will come. So what I meant by, just go ahead with that. Same impact is going to happen in the backend with the AI. Oh, backend is more easy, guys. So think about, if you are doing repeated making APIs, some writing some queries, writing some basic thing on your backend, guys, just tell, hey, these are the entities. Can you create me all the APIs which is get put post, and with all those things, AI can do you in a like bliss. You will get everything. Can you create me a service where this is the need? Can you create me the schema table and blah blah blah? AI is going to do like anything, right? You just provide your requirement, you will get those things easily. So I will tell you why. In backend, so the things in front end becomes complicated because of the way it is implemented, the event driven behaviors, right? The interactivity that you get, people who get involved, users doing some activity. In case of backend, most of these activities, I'm not talking about very complex systems, most of the services, you have a input and you have a output. Anything which has a input and output, then, if you have a fixed input and output, AI can help you on that. You don't need anyone else. What is expected salary range for a 10-year experience for a front-end developer? I don't consider developers based on technologies, guys. Very important. You should never assess yourself a developer based on technology. Reason being, what if I say Angular is no longer tomorrow? Are you going to start your career with zero? I often say that. If you are ready to start your career with zero, saying that I will start taking a fresher salary because all my experience that I had has gone into waste, right? Then let's talk about Angular developer salary. If not, you are a developer where the salary for, if I talk about 10-year experience salary, guys, depending on either you are service based, product based, that make a differentiation on the, you can say, salary. But to be very fair enough, which I will consider and communicate, you have 10 year of experience, somewhere 35 to 40 is something that you should have, basically, at least, given your experience and where you are, right? This is something that you should expect, at least, with that particular year of experience, right? I'm not saying people don't have bigger salaries. I am not saying this is something where I'm saying average should basically at least lie, so that you should have a good and healthy, wealthy life standard at that experience, right? So that is something that you should expect. But upper doesn't have any limit. That more depends on what impact and what contribution that you are bringing on the table. If you are making more impact and more contribution, and number of years hardly matters, to be very frank. So you keep making more impact, more opportunities will fall in your place quickly. Let me take a question from the YouTube chat as well. Same impact is going to happen with the backend, I have already covered. So if possible, uh, please implement this. What do you want, like Anubhav, you have to explicitly what do you want me to implement? So yes, exactly, but people say the backend has more complexity, hence difficult for the AI to impact. No, that's not the case. When I say the backend, again, the backend is also, if I talk about front end can be multiple part. You are building a HTML page, you are building, writing some CSS, you are writing some interactive code, you are writing a complex thing, you are building a framework, you are building a complex application, you are building a web app, you are building a website. It has lot of phases when we talk about front end. Similarly, on the back end, there are multiple things people do, right? Many people just do the CRUD operation on databases, like write some APIs, get some data, manipulate some data on the database, and expose that for the consumption either by the UI or by the upstream system. These roles are very straightforward, guys. These kind of work is very straightforward. There are many things behind that, right? You are having a complex system where you have to use queues, you have to use CDN, you have to use a number of other things depending on your business use cases. Yes, in that case you have multiple interaction point. But what I meant by, if the system end of the day, if you see the bit and pieces, if you are saying if it is input and output based, I know this is something which has to be done and this is how is the output. AI is doing it. The AI is doing the job, right? Most of the time, I will tell you what is difficult. Difficult is black box. People who don't know something, that will find it difficult. Sometimes people who don't know backend, they find backend difficult. People who don't know front end, they find front end difficult, right? It's more around, guys, the kind of a understanding you have on those system. If you have understanding, nothing is complicated. The complication on the backend start with the scale. When you go to large scale, right, when you have to see from a cost perspective, when you have to see from a scale perspective, that is something which is challenging problem. And obviously opportunities for them will be there. AI is not going to replace like this. So although there are systems like even Azure is becoming like more mature with the Copilot and whatnot, where it started giving you hint where you can take actions in order to be more productive, more scalable. What are the things which are bottleneck? So AI is going to help you on those areas to become more productive. That is what you have to understand. uh, why mock interview videos is stopped? It will going to start very soon, Vipul. So don't worry around that. So I'm going to start those videos very soon, and you will see that coming into the picture. Don't worry around that. And thanks for calling that out. Uh, how to get referrals? I'm going to take that, Sachin. Don't worry around that. There are some masterpieces. I will tell you how to get referral. Just be with me, guys. So there are some tricks, strategies that you have to learn how to get referrals in the industry, and I'm going to cover at the end of this session. Towards the end, let's talk about more. So how much DSA is needed for a front end developer in a startup versus a service based company? Do service companies like TCS? So trust me, guys, companies who are service based and whatnot, they hard, so they don't ask the DSA as a DSA problem statement. What they ask, the basic thing: can you manipulate arrays or a string based off problem? Most of them, can you find me the duplicate, can you find me to order this, can you basically help me to basically got the shortest or the longest, basic problems basically they are going to ask in most of the, you can say, service based companies. Product based companies, if it is early product based company, they don't generally ask data structures problems, guys. Trust me, they want you to hire as a front end developer, they want you to develop a lot of features and be productive on that. They don't get into that. Companies which are bigger companies, right, bigger startups, basically bigger product based companies or a fang companies, basically they ask for DSA even for the front end developers. Again, when I say why they ask, because very important thing very big companies follows, which is they don't assess you only being a front end or the back end developer. They first wanted to see, are you a developer, which is, are you a developer with a good problem solving skills or not? Then your technology and specialization come into the picture. Reason being, what if tomorrow, because of anything, there is no specific role? Example, there is no Angular, no React. What if there is no requirement for any, you can say, technology? Then how you are going to basically take up the new things, right? That comes from your problem solving skill. And problem solving skill is something which is very important in big companies. And every good developer should be a good problem solver. I'm not saying you should be very good at data structures, I'm saying you should be very good at problem solving. I give throw you a new problem statement, how you take it up, that problem statement, how you break that problem statement, how you come up with a solution of that problem statement. That is something which is very important, guys. So always be a good problem solver. Chase for that. Don't jump into how do I mug up these data structures problem. Never ever go that. So is a salary of 12 LPA achievable with a strong front end skill? My current salary is 5.5 at a startup and 2 years of experience working in React Native. Why not? 12 LPA is nothing, guys. 12 LPA with 2 year of experience approximate in any technology right now is something which is expected. If you have 2 year of experience, 12 is something you can easily get in any company, man. It's just that if you are not getting it well paid in your current organization, switch it, man. So ask for the raise is more important. I will tell you guys how you should assess yourself. Many people assess yourself saying that I have a 2 year experience, my friend has a 2 year experience, and someone X has a 2 year of experience. If this person can get a 15, then why I can't? Because I am less capable. It's not about saying that I am less capable, it's more around proving that you are more capable. There is a difference. Saying and asking, am I less capable, is not the right question. You should be able to say that I am more capable. There is a difference, right? And that should be quantitative, where you are able to showcase your impact in your current organization by delivering something fruitful and impactful. If you are a person who are getting something good and there is another person not getting, you are not getting good, someone is getting good, and you are making more impact, if you will leave the organization, then organization is going to get a more dent, right? And organization will pay you more, in short, because everyone understand, right? If they are going to hire a new person with the same skill set, the person is going to ask for more. Then why I should lose this person where I am doing a misparity in the organization, right? If your management understand that and you are making a good impact, guys, don't worry, just focus on building right things, making the right impact, and asking for the right thing. If you are making the right impact, don't hesitate in asking what you deserve. That is very, very important, guys. Most of the people don't ask in their current organization what you deserve. If you don't ask, no one will give you, guys, which is very important. And because everything is going with the process, no one will take care on you that hey, something is going wrong. But always remember, you should be making enough impacts. If you have to assess, like have to do the evaluation between multiple people at your level, you should be a person who's shining, basically, right? If you are among one of them, then no one can stop you, man. Like you are doing something crazy, right? So think from a data perspective, and getting a 12 LPA is not a big deal, right? You should easily able to get it. Should I stay in React Native or switch to a React due to the fewer opportunities? I will recommend you should never ever call I'm a React Native developer. You should never ever call I'm a React developer, guys, which is very important. I always say, if React goes away, if you are a React Native developer and company decided let's shut down the React Native because there is no point of running a mobile application, we can run and get the business from a web app only. In that case, what you are going to do? Are you going to switch the company, switch the from a mobile team to a web team, or you are going to like what are you going to do at this moment? If you are flexible, you are not a specific technology developer, then you can take an opportunity and ask, hey, can I switch to the web team and grab that opportunity, work over there, make the impact, right? Similarly, if you are flexible, you are not getting opportunity in, say, suppose mobile development, you can take that opportunity and apply anywhere in the web development also. So don't restrict yourself to a specific thing. You can get a specialization, that is good, but don't ever say that hey, I am into this and I am very much strict into that. Because remember, guys, technology is going to always change. It's not going to be always persistent where you are not going to be replaceable and that technology is not going to like die. It's not going to happen. All the new tech stack, all the new things which are being developed, there are something which are new things will replace it. So don't be very strict to a particular technology. Trust me, that is not going to like nothing is permanent, guys. You have to understand that nothing is permanent in this world, right? Even our existence is not permanent. Even anyone's commitment, like I have a lifelong commitment and a lifetime policy, lifetime something, there is nothing called lifetime, guys. There is no such guarantee of lifetime. The day you start understanding in your life will become much easy, right? People who say I will give you lifetime guarantee, lifetime access, lifetime this, there's nothing called lifetime, guys. You have to understand, right? No one knows the life of the other person, or the person who is actually giving a commitment sitting at some company, and he's also planning to switch to the other company and giving you commitment for a lifelong. Think about, guys, these are all the traps. Don't get into that. Okay, let me take a question from the again YT quickly. So, hello Chirag, I'm having a gap due to the government job preparation. Should I still go for a learning React? So, Adil, it's more around, you have to understand. Gap is something which is okay. People can have because of n number of reason and whatnot. The more important is, if I have to see you at certain experience and other person at a certain experience, what you are bringing on the table. If you have the similar kind of experience, you can bring, do the similar kind of a job, bring similar kind of a outcome, you are good. How does it matter you learn those things in 1 year, or you learn that 1 year of your you can say learning React and 3 year of your preparation of any company and whatnot. Ultimately at this moment, if I see you are able to basically deliver the same thing, then you're good, right? You don't have to basically bother about. But if you don't have that skill set and you are holding a large, you can say, experience gap, and you are taking a lot of time in order to learn, you have to rethink reason. There are many people, yeah, Gen Z is very smart, to be very frank, I will be very open enough. They are able to learn more things, they are able to deliver, they are more capable. And you are thinking, boss, I will do the same thing which I was doing earlier and same pace I will be investing in learning. Someone will replace you, trust me guys. You have to understand the competition in market is high. Not reason being, you have to understand why it is high. There are more smart people in the on the earth, right? And at the same time, the opportunities are limited. Now all the people won't get the opportunity, people who are smart enough will get the opportunity, as simple as, right? So you have to be among that bar and the band in order to be smart, so that you also get the right opportunities. So as simple as, if you are making right investment in your life career, then you will keep growing. If you keep growing, no one can stop you, everything will fall into the place, right? So roadmap for the 7 year experienced front-end developer having CTC less than 10 LPA in the service-based company. Also, any idea to build the self-confidence? Spartan, one thing I wanted to highlight. Okay, if I say forget about your CTC, just keep it aside. Don't even bring the CTC when we are going to have a discussion right now. If I remove the CTC part from our discussion, if I say any other person who are senior or a lead at a 10-year experience and you at that 10-year experience, are you able to match the skill set? If I give you a problem statement, if I give you the problem statement to the other person, how well you are going to do as compared to the other person, right? If I, in short, if I say, can you build a application end to end, can you basically solve any complex problem which I throw on you, maybe using AI, internet and whatnot, and come up basically by a given timeline, right? If you are among the person who are able to solve those problems, able to learn from the, you can say, solutions and the options that you have on the online, then I will say, just chuck your you can say current LPA and whatnot, don't bring into the picture, right? Like you have a, then I will consider, like you have a like 7 year experience, which I, it's okay, 7 to 10 year experience, whatever it is. So hardly matter. What I meant by that 7 to 10 year experience, whatever you are considering, that is something which is very important. You have to assess yourself. Forget about the LPA. Are you at that par? You have the good understanding. If you have, just apply, start applying. Don't feel inferior that you don't have good package. Feel inferior that you don't have right knowledge. If you have right knowledge, then you will go and openly fight for that. Fight for what you deserve. You will always feel inferior when you don't have right knowledge. You are not able to, you won't be able to speak with your teammate, you won't be able to bring your opinion with other people on the table, in the team discussion, in the design discussion, because you don't have knowledge. And if you don't have knowledge, then obviously how you are going to grow, your growth is going to be impacted. So most important guys, focus on your knowledge. Your, if you have good knowledge, your growth will follow you. Change the company, just have a good communication skill, have good you can say skill set. Change the company guys. 7 year experience, still LPA package at this moment in like 2025, I will say not enough even to survive, to be very frank, unless you are in a hometown just saving all the money that you are getting and basically getting food and stay from your parents. That could be the only reason you are basically living with this tel LPA. Else I will say there is no reason to basically have 7 year experience and have that amount, because you won't be able to fulfill the need of your kids, man. How you are going to basically make them, even your wife, there are many things, right? Come into pitch. I'm not demotivating Spartan, whoever it is. My important thing is, you have to see what is basic, needed in order to survive in 2025, right? That is something that everyone should have, right? And that is important. So this you can survive only in maybe staying with your parents in their house. They are helping with the food and whatnot, and at the same moment you don't have responsibilities directly. So that could be the reason, else there is no point of earning that at this moment. Spartan. Coming to the, can you advise me on my situation? I have 2.5 year experience in a service based MNC. My salary hasn't changed, and the offers with a 3 month notice period offers was oh, okay, I got it. So your challenge is your current company is not basically giving you more money, salary. They are not changing the CTC. They have a notice period of 3 months, and because you are not able to serve that notice period, you are not able to grow. I will tell you guys. I will tell you the best and the worst thing that could happen. Many people don't know, but you have to understand one simple thing, guys. Many people don't have maths calculation. They don't do the maths. I will tell you, I'm very blunt in those things. I will be straightforward talking about certain mistakes that everyone makes. You have 3 months notice period. Consider I'm telling you a simple maths. You have 10 lakhs package, or even let me make it easy. You have 5 lakhs package. After some year of experience, you have 3 month notice period. You are not able to get good opportunities because of those notice period. You go and basically say that I have 1 year or 1.5 year you can say notice period, whichever company is basically looking for. Worst case, your current company can put a penalty and ask you to pay for the month that you are not serving the notice period for. What I meant by, if you are not paying a notice period of 3 months, you are paying only serving for 2 months. Then worst case, company will say pay me for 1 month because you have not served the notice period. It's okay. Sometimes it's okay. Paying penalty to come out of some toxic thing, paying like some amount in order to come out from where you're not having a growth. It's okay, because certain times we get stuck to certain things, right? Because of the situations, conditions, and whatnot. If you have to pay in order to come out from your pocket sometime to have a better growth in your life, have a better opportunities in your life, take that risk, guys, right? Or we have stepped out from our hometown, from our parents house, outside, living outside probably, right? Why? To take these challenges, to put our money, to take that chance to have a better life and opportunity. Go for that, right? Experience, oh no, it doesn't happen, Shivam. So you go, it's not the case. If you are, every no company can hold you back from a policy perspective, compliances perspective, that you have to understand. The worst case, they are going to ask you for the money to compensate that. They cannot hold your notice as experience letter. They cannot hold any legal actions, guys. That's a myth. That's a myth. Taking legal action on like bonding from a you can say individual capability as a legal laws, sorry, that is not something which is going to happen. So max to max, I have many friends, big companies, guys. I can tell you, TCS has this policies, Infosys has this policies. I know one of very of my close friend, basically he did not serve the 3 months notice period because he was having a very good opportunity. He said, tell me what is the penalty that I have to pay. He paid the penalty and basically moved out, and he's doing right now much better than where he was. It's just that he knows his skill set and capability, and he said, I will get a better opportunity, and he moved out. Sometimes you have to take those action, guys, which is important. Hence suggesting, don't get into trap of that. Know what worst can happen. Worst, I have already told you. Perfect. Now moving on, how to handle the rendering large data set in front end, guys. Always remember, so whenever it comes to something called large, remember, whenever it is anything which is large, it is a problem. You have to change the perspective of how I can make it small, which is practically how I can make it large or small. I'm not talking about draw a line, larger line beside the line, it will become a small. I'm not talking about those tricks. I'm talking about at a moment how you can make that data set small. That should be your problem statement. If you have that, your problem statement clear, then you will have easy solutions. What it meant by, do you need all the data in memory at the same time? Okay, visible back. Awesome. I hope things are going good. Uh, Visible back. Let me quickly see. Visible and audible back. Okay, I think it should be fine now. Okay, just wait for a moment and let me quickly verify if everything is well back. I think so. Awesome. I hope things are back. Okay, let me quickly double check on one thing. I will take the question back. Now the voice and everything should be clear. Awesome. So now I was talking about how do you handle the large data set. Very important, guys. Important thing, as I said, reduce the data set on which you are going to operate. There will be large data set. It need not to be there at the moment for you. Example, I will help you to understand how the big you can say shops or the vendor basically works. Do they sit on their go down always in order to operate a business? Probably not. They don't sit on a go down in order to operate their business. They have a very small shop. They have a small place where they take the order, and whenever the order comes, they basically make the from a bigger places they get it delivered. Or what they do, they have frequent used items basically in their shop, and all the extra stuff they have in their go down. Similar kind of a thing that you have to do in the front end as well. You can have a large data set probably in your index db, or probably in your local storage, or in your you can say on the front end. Don't try to put everything in your in memory. So try to have things on in memory, only the data which is needed in order to play around. Don't try to have everything in memory, because that is going to impact your performance. That the moment you learn that trick, you will basically get your performance and everything, and you will be able to play with the large data set. Very important, always remember, there are two kind of a businessman how people deal. One kind of a businessman, they keep on bringing things from the go down, but they don't never ever clear up their you can say place. So always remember, when you are done with a certain job with certain data, you don't need it, just clean it up, clean the space, clean the memory, so that it's no longer basically consuming and impacting your performance. If you learn those small things and see how a big businessman basically does and operate his shop, you will be able to see leverage the same kind of a thing. Even you talk about it, farmers, any background you talk about, I can give you examples how they deal with large data set. If they you try to pursue examples from them, you will be able to relate very well how you deal it front end. Important, don't operate on all the data, don't put everything in memory at the same time. Put whatever you wanted to play around in memory, play around that, and release the memory as soon as possible. Once you are done with the job, you learn this trick, you will be able to play with large data set, right? So coming on, how do you do, or like what to do if the current organization I'm not getting good work, only defects? Is this a red flag? 6 month experience. You are very early in your career, guys, right? If you are a 6 month and you are getting only complex bugs to fix, I will recommend, guys, very important, how many of you can build a new component or a feature? I will say almost everyone. How many you can fix someone else code by finding and investigating? Right? Very few people. And people who are able to find the defects some challenges with the power pack. Don't worry on that. We'll get it fixed today itself. Not today, tomorrow. But yeah, coming back. So very important I was talking about for the 6 months, you should not worry around building new feature. You should be able to understand the bigger system, able to fix the bugs and defects. That way, you will be not limited and learning only the limited set. You will be having a holistic view of the entire system. So I will highly recommend to leverage one important thing, which is see that opportunity how you can learn the system. When you are fixing the bugs, you should not limit to okay, let me go to that particular line and make the change and make it work. That should not be your intent. Your intent should be how do I learn the ecosystem, how other things are basically working. If you are able to understand along with fixing bugs, your knowledge will be much vast as compared to anyone else in the organization. Leverage that skill set, right? So don't worry around like chasing. I wanted to build new feature. Eventually, you will build. In the starting, if you're getting an opportunity to learn from the bugs, learn always. That will make you much better, right? Okay. Coming back, I'm on a probation period of 1 month left. I wanted to switch the company because of my manager is not good. Sometimes I work on weekend using GSP for using GSP for FE. What to do? I hope you are. So, guys, I will highly recommend everyone, right? I will highly recommend everyone. Don't ever change the company or like put your you can say not get into the notice period or put the resign or resignation whatever you call it. Don't do until this you have some offer in hand. Reason being, market condition is not like you decide one day and next day you will get an offer letter. That's not going to happen, guys. You have to understand, right? So try to get at least one offer letter, which is at least where you can work in worst case. Once you have that one opportunity, put the notice period, don't get into that. But as you are saying, you are in a probation period, you are worried about once my probation period complete, I have to again put the notice period again, maybe 1 month, 2 months, and whatnot. Your eventual number of months basically in the organization, maybe 1 month or 3 months, and you don't want it to continue with that particular manager. My point is important. Understand. If the manager is toxic, culture is toxic, put your 200% effort and apply outside again. It's okay. Someone will ask why you are changing because of the culture. If you are changing some company, it's completely okay. It's completely okay, and you don't have to worry about culture is something no one wanted to compromise on, right? But you should be able to justify with your work that I know this, I am good at this. It's just that I don't want it to work with people who are not culturally fit, which is a right call out, and don't hesitate calling that out basically in the HR discussion and whatever it is. It's completely okay. Cool. Let me take a few questions. Thanks, Anis, for I'm trying to find my answer. Nothing related to it. Okay, so let me see what you are basically. You are putting multiple times. With 2 years of experience in React, learn basic and advanced skill through the projects of the company and self-learning, but now seeking way to improve further, write and improve my own better code. So, Sahil, that is good thing, right? One, people who are not contributing to one important thing, guys, start doing from today, which is if you are writing your own code and not learning from others code, please, you have to rethink what does it mean. If you are not doing participating in code reviews of others, if you are not giving suggestions to others on the code and not learning from others code, your knowledge will be very limited, guys. This is a skill that you have to master. You have to review others code, you have to learn from other code, and you have to give feedback on other code. If you learn this skill set, your learning will become unstoppable and you will become unstoppable. Now, very important, how do you improve your code? Seek people for suggestion. Say that hey, I have written, do you find something that can be improved in the code? That is how you improve, right? Rest you can use AI always in order to see hey, how I can optimize my code, how I can improve further code, what are other design patterns basically I can use, right? What naming convention, code standards. Try to see if you are using the right linters, right, you can say standards in your code in order to make your code quality better. Work on the code quality, work on the design patterns, work on optimization, right? That is something that you should look forward going ahead. I think that will make much sense. Okay, let me see. I don't want to work on the Angular as time consuming. I love working on the React. So for switching, I have to learn React.js separately after working hours. So it is becoming quite difficult. Rahul, simple. When you have crush, you have your girlfriend, partner, whatever it is. In order to basically spend time with a person, in order to make someone feel good or better, you might have done a lot of late night stuff. You have not even slept sometimes. You have traveled. You have used all your technical strategies, all your hard work in order to make that happen because you love the person and you wanted to make that happen. And in cases where you love something and you want something to happen, you will find time. It's not like you won't able to find the time after office and this. Everything is possible, guys. It's just that when you are free in office sometime, just go and read about certain things. Go to the platform, practice some, you can say, React application and whatnot, how to build. You don't need dedicated time for do that, guys. You need a small time span where you can keep on learning and working on those areas which you are not good at. That's all. It's just that we think I will create a schedule, I will create a timetable where I will have dedicated 2 hours, 3 hours of time to do this. Guys, as you grow in your life, you have more responsibilities, you have family, you have this and that. You have to understand you won't get that dedicated 2 hours, 3 hours time in order to do something in your life. That's not going to happen. If you are getting that, you are lucky enough. You have to start somewhere thinking around multitasking to get small time span in order to leverage and complete those small things that you have in bucket. If you don't do that, trust me, guys, you will never ever get in future that dedicated hours of time in order to make it happen. So bring that practice; it will happen. So, so mentioning toxic culture is fine. Also, should I ask for increment in the new company if I left the on a probation? Sachin, what matters to you, right? Don't complicate things for yourself. What I meant by if you are going to complicate things for yourself, you are on a probation. You are saying I'm going to change for a toxic culture and whatnot, and you have a condition saying that I also need a raise of this and that. I think sometimes you should know your priorities, right? You should know what matters to you, right? We should be greedy, but not too much. So if you get some top, or you can say something on top of it, well and good, but don't put a hard condition on that and don't sound like that strategy is something else instead of basically. If you're clear that it is toxic culture, then you should be also okay to adopt the same, accept the same package. So that is something very important, right? As a fresher, after learning a React, should I learn the React Native or Next.js? Vipul, don't jump into learning new technologies. Very important. Learn something and try to build something out of that, right? And try to leverage that learning. Try to have a holistic view of the thing, but try to get expertise on certain areas. It's not about learning too many frameworks, guys. To be very frank, your fundamental around certain things should be very strong. If you are working on a as a developer, so I will tell you few tricks, guys. If you learn that technique, you are going to be again irreplaceable. You are a developer, you should know what are the essentials for a developer, which means you should be good at problem solving. Any problem I throw at your place, irrespective of technology and whatnot, you should be able to find a solution from XYZ, and you should be able to come up with some concrete solution, right? That is our developer's job is. Now, talking about a web developer, like either you're on a front end or a back end, I give you a problem statement, you understand that problem statement, you can get into any of the area, right? You can understand the holistic view of the picture. That should be a responsibility of a web developer. Now, you a responsibility of a going precise a front end developer. If I ask you to implement something or do something on the front end, you should be able to do that and implement by hard code. You should be able to code and everything, right? That is the expectation from a niche basically that you are in. What I meant by, you have to understand as you get deeper into niche, you should get an expertise into that. But it is not expected if you are having an expertise now you should keep on jumping onto new things, guys. Focus on expertise instead of basically having knowledge around the world which is not needed, right? So a holistic view as a developer, holistic view as a web developer is needed, not an expertise overall in the in early in your career. That's not necessary. Okay, let me take hi Chirag, could you create a front-end interview bootcamp with categorized question and the problem solving strategy? It could, or Actually, so that's a good idea. Front-end interview bootcamp. Let me take it up, and very soon you will see something interesting on the platform. So, guys, in case you have not explored the platform, basically codekarma.dev, I will highly recommend go try this out. Just log in for the free, play around all the problems that you have. You will see many interesting things on the platform, right? You can first try yourself, see how many attempts it takes. When you give up, basically you are not able to find the solution and whatnot, you get into the solution, you see the solution, try to write those solutions. Basically, when you wanted to see what other people have done, not the suggested one, you can go into submissions and see all the user solutions basically over here. Like participate in the comment if you have something to basically suggest, or something you have a better solution or complicated problem, suggest those things in the comment, right? That you can leverage, communicate with other people. That is way to learn, guys, right? And this is the platform which is going to, again, I'm team is working on this, is going to enhance on a regular basis with a lot of interesting thing coming into the future. But again, need lot of love and support from you guys to make it the best front end interview platform on internet, on internet from India. So that's what you will eventually see it. It's just that need lot of support from you guys. And the bootcamp that you have talked about, that if you talk about the all the questions which I have covered in front end interviews series, check the interview series, what I meant by, and more future questions you will see coming up over here. So you will have a lot of those questions and stuff coming here. I only recommend, please, so keep on getting your hand dirty, guys, which is important. Unless you get your hand dirty, you won't become a good developer. You have a lot of knowledge but you can't code, guys, is just a waste, to be very frank. Coming to the next question, what AI skill should I learn as a front-end developer in the next 3 4 years? What are the industry expert like you saying about the onset of the AI? As I said, make AI your friend. So it's like your buddy, is your personal assistant. Before you try to do something, take assistant and try to ask your assistant in a very informative and intuitive fashion. Instead of saying, help me schedule, example, I'm talking about a personal assistant, right? Giving a personal assistant saying that, hey, schedule me interview or a meeting uh, with a rich person next week. That's a very blunt requirement that you have with your personal assistant. Instead of saying your personal assistant, hey, I wanted to meet a person with this particular, you can say, specialization in this domain, who lives in this, you can say, city, and available next week somewhere around those duration. Try to find those person and basically schedule, set up one or two basically meetings with those people. What I meant by, you are actually getting into the niche and asking the right question what you actually wanted to do. Try to use AI in that fashion, your personal assistant, with the right set of expectation that you have, and leverage it to the maximum. That is what which is needed. You will see the best buddy that you are going to leverage in your entire career is AI, and that is something that you have to accept, right? You can't deny AI. What AI is going to do? AI is going to do a lot of stuff. At least help you to become more productive. So consider it as your friend, buddy, helper, Chotu, right? A Chotu with you, where you can throw any problem, and Chotu is basically, oh, you want chopping to be done, I'm going to do. Hey, you want me to bring something out of, I will bring. So consider that Chotu for your front end development, right? Leverage it. Provision period, I already talked about it. What would the average package for the FE 6 year in the product based company, currently getting 22 LPA? Is fair enough. Fair enough what you are getting right now. It can be bit more, but the salary that you are having around 20, to be very frank, somewhere between 20 to 30 is something which is good enough salary basically that you are holding at 5 year of experience, sort of, right? As I said, upper limit, there is no upper limit. You will always find some exceptions who are basically doing much better and earning much better at a certain, you can say, age of experience. You should take the inspiration from those people to be more productive, to be more impactful, and try to grow in your career. But you should not have a decide basically saying that, boss, I am out of league, I am not able to do something. Don't get demotivated because of those inspiration and example. You should take them as an inspiration, as in your idol. How I can basically grow, how I can make it more, how I can be more impacted, what could I can learn to get to that path. Don't ever compare that 5 year X salary, X salary. See what is the impact and knowledge the other person is bringing. Then see how I can get more pay on that. That's the right way. Recently joined a startup with 10K per month, month stack developer. I am from XYZ company. It's okay. College basically. What would my goal for the next 2 years? What will you suggest? One, people who are in early stage in your career. Only thing I will suggest: work like anything. The more effort that you can put both in learning and your throughput in terms of number of hours you put effort. I have seen many people who don't wanted to put number of hours effort. Is just that I can I wind up my work in 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours. Probably you can, guys. You will get less work. You can wind it up less hours, but eventually the knowledge that you should have, that is also going to increase in the number of years that you will get it. If you put more effort in your early career, then the knowledge that is needed for you to accelerate, you will get in maybe 2 year, 3 year of span, and life you can accelerate. Else, it will take 5 years, not putting much effort, not putting investment in the number of hours, learning and whatnot, development. You will take 5 years to go to certain extent, and then basically your growth trajectory will be impacted if you are not putting the right number of hours effort and in the right direction, solving the right problem. Focus on solving good problem, challenging problem. Never ever hesitate by taking the challenging problem. You should always seek and deserve for give me more challenging problem. What will happen? In worst case, you will fail. You with your failure, you will have some learning, but at least you will get that guts to basically face these challenges. Never ever face like fear from failing, guys. In short, right? It is okay. We are born, humans are born basically to fail. Okay, someone basically asking when basically can see Chirag teaching JavaScript very soon. So very soon. So something I also wanted to do from a long time. I wanted to again come back and teach a lot of interesting things. Apart from obviously the courses are there, but I have not created a lot of interesting thing on my plate from a long time, which I had planned, and because of my personal commitments, personal life commitment, I could not basically do that. But very soon, as I said, I will be back much stronger and better. Explain about the client technical interview as a React developer role in MNC. Will they include system design concept? What key concept should we cover in the system design? To be very frank, in MNCs, the kind of a problem they may ask, hey, help me how to optimize like performance related stuff, right? That is what they will get into. Some of the network related stuff they will get into. They are not going to get into many complex, you can say, system design things. If you, to be very frank, if you are looking for only MNCs in order to target, guys, feel free to. I will highly recommend everyone in starting, if you are covering in your career, go through this series. If you have not, highly recommend everyone, guys, go through this. Everyone, this is free of cost, available on internet. Check their system design. Just go through this series at least once in your life, in your career. If you even don't have to pay for you can say other courses. If you are only targeting MNC, if you are targeting for product based companies and whatnot, this like Namaste Frontend system design will take you to the next level, right? Opt for that. You will get more interesting opportunities and whatnot. Coming about how does the micro frontend architecture help in deploying the application compared to the? It's not about deployment. So micro frontend is never ever deployment. Deployment is complicated in micro frontend. Managing infras and all sort of thing is complicated in micro frontend, right? What is basically beneficial is more around the flexibility that you give for more technology and innovation to come into the picture. The easy overall development and management that you do becomes easy. The complexity on the other side increases, guys. When I say complexity from the infrastructure side, complexity increases. It does not reduce the complexity when you get into micro frontend. That's a bit. So your complexity is going to increase. Rest, I will talk about micro frontend in more detail very soon. Don't worry about that. So will my BBA degree affect my chances of getting an SD designation after 2 years in React Native? No, that shouldn't. You should prove that you are a good developer, you are making impact. Eventually, everything will start following. One technique I will tell you guys: have one good company in your resume once in a career, so that all your barriers that you have, like either that is degree, your gap in your career, blah blah blah, everything will heal up, right? So simple trick. So once target a good known company, popular company, you get in your resume, then every here and there can be taken care of. Is code open source for the Code Karma? No, the code for the Code Karma is not open source because of a number of things. I will create an opportunity for people to contribute from a code perspective, but the entire code base can't be. There is no as such plan basically for making a entire code base open source. The part of the code base is yes, that I am flexible enough to basically make it bigger and bigger, but entire you have to understand, right? To run the entire thing, if I make everything open source, probably that will create a lot of chaos, which I don't want at this moment. In future, part of it, yes, will come into the picture. How to develop the muscle to fix or work with a bad code written by previous people. So, Harish, you have to understand one thing: the sentence that you have for anyone x bad as a person, you go and revisit your code which you have written 2 years back or probably 3 years back, you will consider that code also a bad code. It's more around the maturity that you get over the period of time, the sense of code responsibility that you get in code over the period of time, the best practices that you learn over the period of time, that creates a differentiator. Now you should about how I can first stop people doing the same repeated mistake that they were doing, so that future code can be refined. Try to build that ecosystem in the company. That is one. Second important thing, try to see how you can get the existing fixed, right? Don't focus much on fixing the existing, but at least your first priority should be how can I stop things going bad from now onwards, how can I make it better for future first, then see what can be done for the existing one. Either it is refactoring, rewriting, or dumping altogether. You have to figure it out depending on what level of code base you are sitting on, right? No say straightforward answer. I can say rewrite, saying that or basically improve that or dump it. There is no straightforward. I have to get into the ecosystem and see the challenges and the complexity that code base is basically serving, right? Okay, what should I do after being laid out from a Jensen? Oh, okay. On July 23rd because of the bench and have 1.5 year gap. Now I have upskilled in the front end developer. Okay, so you have been sitting from around approximate 1.5 years, July 23. So more than a year basically you have been in bench. You have been because you was fired basically laid off on that particular 2023, more than 1.5 basically years. The only thing, Acube, I will say, I don't know why you have been waiting for around 1.5 years, guys. 1.5 years waiting, like I don't know why. At least you should have got taken some opportunity, even it is less paid. It should be like you are making some effort and making impact. Is okay, I will fill my gap by having a course or something learning. For some time it can be justified. For 1.5 years it can't be justified easily, right? Now what you can do at this moment, tricky, Cube. To be very frank, I have few ways to help you on, but again, sorry, can't basically help you on public forums like this. There are strategies, techniques, and whatnot. So reach me out on a personal forum to help you on such things, guys. Because to be very frank, when it is going to be compared with other people, now justifying 1.5 years is not that easy stuff. So I know tricks, but that trick means tricks. It is not general solution. And we are talking over here, so I will be talking about generic things, not the specific tricks on this area. Sorry for that. After college, I joined Gensel, but I didn't receive any project and was on the bench for a year. I understand. I already told you, Aq. reach out to me personally. I can help you on that. Are there enough front-end developer roles and opportunities? And I see for a 10 year of experience, what is skill? It is there. You have to understand for 10 year of experience, industry is actually hiring people, right? It's more around, you have to understand at that experience you should be either good in one of the things, either your IC look forwards toward the lead and architectural role, and or the management side of things. Either of that, you have to make a decision in your life what you are good at and where you wanted to grow in your career. If you wanted to grow as a senior software engineer only at that experience, then I will recommend be in a very good product based company, where big product based companies have, you can say, software engineers even for 15, 20, 25 year experience, people who are working as a software engineer. Rest in the industry, you will see as you grow in your career, people want you to basically step up, basically not doing just the software development. So your choice. If you wanted to stay in the software development only, please join very big company organization. If you wanted to basically not stick to that, you have two option: architecture and, you can say, management side of things. You have to choose where you wanted to go and start making. If you see opportunities, there are enough opportunity, but not as in generic. Like everyone who have 10 year experience have a lot of opportunity. That is not going to happen. If you are good enough, having a good, you can say, set of knowledge and experience, knowledge basically, right? Companies are looking for you. There are plethora of opportunities, to be very frank. Cool. I think we covered a lot of stuff, guys. Thank you, basically, guys. I highly recommend exploring this platform, codekarma.dev. So I built with a lot of love, right, and lot of, you can say, interesting things are going to come in future on this platform. Lot of support is needed from you guys to spread this awareness and make it big. And trust me, guys, this is not going to be stopped. So this is, we are just started this platform, and there are more things coming in the pipeline, which you will hear very soon coming in on the social media as well. It's just that need your support to make it big, guys. Again, thanks for all the loves. We will have more interesting, you can say, sessions going ahead, and we will having this monthly sessions. And along with that, all the requests that you had, either it is bootcamp, either that is teaching JavaScript, or it can be any other request that you have. So I have kept that in mind, micro frontend and whatnot, and very soon you will see action items on that, and we will be doing more interesting stuff. So with that, I'm okay to take maybe one or two questions that you have on the YT before we say goodbye for the day, and let me try to see anything from the YT. Okay, I have 3.5 year experience MNC as a manual testing. I learned React.js by Akshay Sani and have now started giving interviews for the React dev job. Please give some advice. How can I improve practical skills? So Suchita, that's what I said. Most of the challenging part is we know a lot of concept, but how do we apply that concept is very important. Like until you get your hand dirty, you are not going to do something meaningful. And especially one is, most of the time we feel I have built two project or three project by seeing the project someone doing and basically copying that and following, or doing a git clone saying that hey, I built n number of project. That's not going to happen. How the industry works, I give you a problem statement, how you take that problem statement and break into small pieces and act upon that. So next thing is, I will give you some hint and suggestion. How do you take those hint and suggestion and basically adopt and keep making changes on top of it? That's how basically things work, and that is what you have to eventually learn. In interviews also, there we use some fundas and techniques similar to that, right? Where we do code peer, you can say, programming, where interview and you are working on some code pieces, he's giving some suggestion or hint, and you are taking it up, building something on top of it. He or she increases the problem complexity, then you have to rethink about your solution, improve it further, make it work, right? Those kind of a thing basically we do in the interviews as well. That's how you have to build in your practice as well. It's not about chasing on the counts. I build these many projects, I build these many things. No, count is not going to make any differences. What is going to make a difference is actually the impact that you have built, right? The fundamentals, how strong it is. So focus on that. Cool. So anything else, guys, for me? Thanks everyone again for all the love. So 2025 is just started 18 days from now. I wish you again happy New Year to everyone and lot of blessing and lot of love from my side, and I expect lot of same blessing and love from you guys to make it more powerful and impactful 2025. Let's make this 2025 a year to remember in our entire career, so that we can proudly say, hey, there was a year 2025 which changed my life, which changed my career. That was the time which will help me to spike and basically make it work. So yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. So see you again. And in case resume reviews and whatnot, I will set up another meeting for that, guys. Again, in case you have not basically joined this, please go and watch this. And second, in case you are not on the like there is active discussions which are going on. If you're not on the Discord, also join that. So where a lot of people basically talk and discuss many things. In case you have not taken, if you are looking for growing in your career, and you have already seen checklist system design series, you wanted to step ahead, you can again must I will recommend at least once in your life you should watch Namaste Front End System Design. I've put all my heart and soul in order to build that. For a developer to grow from zero to hero, you will see a lot of interesting things being covered in Namaste Front End System Design. So must check out in case you have not. Thanks everyone for again for all your love. See you again sometime next you can say next month probably in a live session, and we will have a lot of other videos coming. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.